and we welcome you live here in Belgium for race 10 of season 1 of Formula Allegiant. We're here live, unfortunately not joined by anyone in the booth at the moment. Lucas K, I'm not sure if he's able to make it, so yeah, it's likely just gonna be me in the booth here as qualifying has just gotten underway. 17 and a half minutes left in qualifying right now. So qualifying and then the race coming up after this. So yeah, we have 14 drivers, a really big field here for Belgium and Formula Allegiant. You see here's Jaden Sadek, the first car out on track here in Belgium as he heads up through Eau Rouge and Radion. So I am checking right now. This might be the largest field that we've had so far. I'm gonna make sure. And yes, I believe it is. 14 cars that is the biggest field we've had. Is Jan Sadek gonna cut the whole course? I don't know what that was for, but yeah. You see people making laps here in qualifying, are already starting to get out there. We have a lot of drivers here though tonight for the Grand Prix here. As looking here, there are two drivers making their Grand Prix debut here in Spa. One of them would be Justin Jewell. You see him in the V car as he runs a little wide there off of that corner. But Justin Jewell, he just signed up actually not too long ago. So Justin Jewell, I know how he races because I race in another league with him as a driver. So he's pretty good, but we'll see how he holds up against the Formula Allegiant field. As also, we saw him in the sprint, but here's Ryan Searles. I guess people are just cutting there on the out lap, just try to get to the line faster. But Ryan Searles making his Grand Prix debut here in Spa. Yeah, obviously you can't cut the course like that on your actual lap, but they're doing that just to get to the line faster to start their laps, so they have more time to make laps. Here's Ben Elliott. Unfortunately, retired from the sprint race yesterday, so he's looking to make up for that. It was just a rough sprint race for both McLarens. He's the only McLaren this race is unfortunately Chamanago could not make tonight. Here's Maddox Beard, who brought Red Bull to a Red Bull 1-2 with Sam Lewis obviously winning, and Maddox Beard finishing P2 in the runner-up spot. So that was a good sprint result from him. As there's some internet issues from one of the Mercedes, that would be Alex Leclerc having some internet issues. Not sure what that's about, but yeah. Let's see, here's David Albon starting his lap. He's going to be racing tonight, and he, 2 weeks ago he put a lot of pressure on Sam Lewis. He almost was able to bring home the win as Royce Crown's out. Unfortunately, not able to see what happened to him. But looking back at David Albon, he had a shot to win Britain. He was there, but wasn't quite enough. Him and Sam Lewis came together up in Stowe in Silverstone. So that kind of what Sam Lewis gave Sam Lewis the win. I believe Sam Lewis also got a 5-point penalty due to that incident. But guys, you see David Albon getting a little bit of a slipstream from Ryan Searles in front of him in the Williams as Jaden Sadek goes to the top of the board with a 1:43.1, but still a lot of people need to make laps. As you see, yeah, internet issues for Alex Leclerc. I'm not sure what's happening. He's off the road. Obviously, thing you sometimes see in sim racing internet issues. As a 1:41.6 for Sam Lewis. Really good lap from the Red Bull driver. As you see, watching David Albon here. We'll also pull up the lap data here shortly. Actually, we'll do that right now. Lap data. So we'll be able to see when people make their second laps if they're improving or not. Yeah, David Albon was getting a good slipstream, but still 7/10 off of Sam Lewis's time. Maddox Beard with a 1:42.6, so he's about a second off of Sam Lewis's time. So he splits the two Red Bulls. David Albon, as you see, everyone with their laps here. I'm also going to turn off the tire. I don't know why that was there, but yeah. So about 12 minutes left on the clock here. As you can see, people heading into the pits and getting right back out. That's really what you're going to need to do if you're going to make 3 laps, I should say. But some people might just go for 2 laps. But I would go for 3. That's what I usually do in these short qualifying, 18-minute qualifying sessions. As there's Gadi Alemany. He's currently 6th in the kick Sauber. And there's Landon Barron now in the 8th position. So those are 2 Saubers. Landon Barron, he also had a shot at getting a podium in the sprint race yesterday, but unfortunately fell back. It was chaos at the start, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see more chaos with 14 drivers in the field taking on Spa tonight. So we could definitely see some chaos with this many drivers going down into turn 1 on that first lap. Gonna have to stay out of that chaos. There'll probably be a bunch of stack ups into there. You see Sam Lewis currently top of the board though. As looking through the field here. Yeah, people heading into the pits. Ryan Stroll was on the mediums. I believe some people were made their laps on the mediums. So, yeah, they'll definitely improve on the softs, I would hope. Looking, there's some people heading out. That'd be Elijah Wheeler in the Ferrari heading out. Elijah Wheeler 9th on the board right now with a 1:45.5. Also, I almost forgot, there's actually 3 people making their Grand Prix debuts because there's also the Aston Martin of James Fields, who's making his debut also in the Aston Martin. So, yeah, so it's 3 people making their debuts, but 2 people making their first showing in all of Formula Allegiant because Ryan Stroll made his first showing in the sprint yesterday. So, yeah, Sam Lewis still on track. I'm not sure if he's trying to go for another improvement or not. We'll see. I don't think he is. I'd imagine he'd come into the pits here, but he might be going for... Oh, no, he is. He's trying to go for a lap here. Let's see what Sam Lewis can do here. He does improve by 2/10, 1:41.4, so good lap from Sam Lewis, and that was on Warren Softs. He has not been into the pit lane to to change out those soft tires. So I'd imagine he could probably get into the 140s by the end of this, by the end of the session. As there's also David Albon right behind him in 2nd, and right behind him on track also. He's on his out lap as yellow flag sector 1. People letting people by, as that's James Fields. See him on track, letting multiple people by off into the gravel. As we also see one of the Alpines here tonight. There was no Alpines in the sprint, so I hurt them in the constructors. But we have one here. Jonathan, unfortunately, not able to make it, but Jan Sadek is able to make it. He was also up there in Britain, but he unfortunately had network difficulties and had to unfortunately disconnect from the race. So, yeah, unfortunate for him, but yeah, he could definitely make up for that poor result in Britain tonight. A poor result being no fault of his own, really. See, 8 minutes left in qualifying. Sam Lewis most likely going to head into the pits here, I'd imagine. You can see him heading through these final corners. He's going to head into the pits, going to change those soft compound tires, going to cut the track just like he did in the sprint to get to the pit lane. So, yeah, saves a lot of time, which saves a few seconds. Those few seconds could count at the end of the session. With how long this track is, it's kind of important to get the most time you can to get out there. Say Hamilton up down 0.8, so yeah, he's not improving right now. James Sadek heads up through Radion, flat out through Radion, and down the straightaway here in Spa. So James Sadek, we'll see if he's improving in Sector 1 here. He's on the softs. As he is improving a 10th, and a 10th would put him up to 4th. Oh, but that was kind of a rough section there. So that's going to hurt him. It's yellow flag Sector 3. Sector 2 and 3. Just probably people letting people by. So here's James Sadek, still up a 10th, and that's good enough to get up to P4, but he's going to have to improve quite a lot to get up to Matt Spears' time, or maybe David Albon's time. He's at a 1:43.1, but he's looking like he's going to improve a little bit more than that. That was Ben Elliott laying by. That's a big moment from the Alpine. As, yeah, he heads through. Always off. It's James Sadek. He was improving, but unfortunately goes off into the gravel and, rejoin really unsafely there. That was David Albon. This is a whole herd of cars here. Gotta get this sorted out. It's David Albon. Let's see what he can do, but his lap might have been ruined from all that chaos. Probably not very happy about that. Let's see David Albon heads into the pits, gonna bail on that lap. Makes sense because there's a bunch of traffic there. Didn't want to be in that traffic because Matt expired on his outlap. He's currently 4th, as Ryan Searles also got up to P3, 2/10 behind David Albon and 2/10 ahead of the Red Bull of Maddox Beard. As here's James Sadek going to go for another lap here. Did not come in to change his tires. He's just going to go on these tires. Didn't seem like a bad turn 1 there. That actually seemed pretty good. So we're going to ride on board with him heading through uphill in Radion near Rouge. He heads down the straightaway flat out, entering this braking zone here. He is up 2/10, a really good lap here for James Sadek, way better than his previous lap actually. She's very good for James Sadek right now, as there's Yadiel Almanic, he's in 7th, he's letting people by, as that's a Mercedes coming up on him. That would be, I believe that's Alex Leclerc. Yes, it is. But watching Jaden Sadek again. Jaden Sadek heads up through this section here. Really hard to get this section down, but he gets it down pretty well there. Yeah, it seems like a very clean lap from the Alpine of Jaden Sadek as he heads down through here, up 6/10, and that would be enough to put him up maybe into 4th if he can improve another 10th, but that would be enough for 5th right now. A 10th behind Maddox Beard, but he might be able to improve a little bit more. Just has to find another 10th to get up to P4. Let's see what Jaden Sadek can do. I got a little toe also from the McLaren. That's going to help him as he slides off that final corner, really pushing, as that's only good enough for 5th. 10th by Maddox Beard, as we kind of expected there. Wasn't able to find that extra 10th as Maddox Beard heads up through here. Is he going to be able to improve? Let's see if he is. At the end of Sector 2, he is, we'll see. He is up 3/10. That would put him ahead of Ryan Searles, but not quite enough to get him to the Aston Martin of David Albon. But we'll see. He might be able to if he can find that extra 10th, just like James Sadek needed to. Maddox Beard seems pretty good, though. Let's see here, up through the final chicane. Slides it, and around he goes. He was up 3/10, and around he goes. It all goes to waste as he's going to just head into the pits. not going to have enough time to get another lap, I don't think. No, he could. He could. Never mind. He could have, I think he'll have enough time to get, if he just gets in and out, he'll be able to get around there for another lap. As you see, well, that's James. The deck is, that's also Ben Elliott off the road, spinning in the gravel. Gonna have to get that going. He's currently 12th. Yeah, McLaren has been struggling this weekend for sure. As you see, there's the Alpine of Gene Sadek heading into the pits. As now you're going to see multiple people heading out for their final run. Sam Lewis heading out. You see the Red Bull mechanics working to get him out. Is also Maddox Beard shortly going to get out there. Just quickly change those tires in and out for Max Beard. And also Sam Lewis heads out of the pits. So 2 Red Bulls go out at a very similar time. As you see, the 2 Red Bulls, they've been pretty fast this weekend. So yeah, we'll see what Maddox Beard can do here. If he can try to help get 1-2, or if he can try to challenge Sam Lewis for pole. But we'll see. As minute 30 seconds left on the clock here in qualifying, and then we'll go racing in Spa. So here we go. They head down the straightaway, the 2 teammates, Red Bull. As you see, everyone on their out lap except for James Sadek. He's not going to have enough time to make another lap, so he's just going to have to hope no one improves or more than his time, as he actually retires from the session because he doesn't have enough time to get another lap in. So James Sadek just going to have to live with what time he has. Is 55 seconds left here in qualifying. Sam Lewis and Maddox Beard trying to hustle around the track to get to the line and start their final lap. As Sam Lewis might let Maddox Beard by, but I'm not sure. As you see, they head through here. Maddox Beard. I wonder if Sam Lewis was trying to give Maddox Beard some slipstream. That could be a good thing, a good team play from Red Bull. But also, it's going to hurt him in the corners because he's going to have the dirty air. You'd want to be a little bit you'd want Sam Lewis to be a little further ahead if I was Maddox Beard. But it could work though. To see these the 2 Red Bulls. He's going to have good slipstream though as he starts his lap, and he's going to have huge slipstream up through Radion Eau Rouge, but he's really close to him, so this isn't really ideal. This could get interesting as time has run out on the clock. Everyone making their final laps. As you see, there's David Albon heading down into this corner here. David Albon trying to improve. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about these Red Bulls here. I don't know if Sam Lewis is going to be able to improve. I mean, I don't think he's defending. Sam Lewis, oh no, he's letting by. So Sam Lewis going to bail on his lap. I mean, he's probably confident that his lap will be pole, but we'll see what the Aston Martin can do. There was also a good slipstream for Maddox Beard, so that could make the difference if he can get P2. And I'm assuming that's what Sam Lewis wanted to do because Sam Lewis is confident in his time. So that was good team play from Max Beard and Sam Lewis. But the downside of Sam Lewis, unless he went out on worn softs, if he went on new softs, then he wasted a set there. But I'm assuming he went on old softs to get that slipstream if that was the plan all along. As Ryan Searles also went up to P2, but will David Albon have anything to say about it as he heads through here? Sam Lewis retires. He's done with qualifying. As here's the Aston Martin pushing out of the final corner. Cannot improve as it's just not an improvement there. But we'll see Maddox Beard up 7/10 on his time. Maddox Beard, this is likely going to be P2. That slipstream from Sam Lewis might have made the difference because here comes Maddox Beard to the line. That's a 141. I don't know what it was. Like it was a 141.6 or 7 as P goes up to P2. Good lap from Maddox Beard. That slipstream really helped as it's a Red Bull lockout at the front row. Here's your results: Sam Lewis, Maddox Beard, Ryan Searles, David Albon, Jan Sadek, Isaiah Hamilton, Gadi Alamani, it's Justin Jewell, Elijah Wheeler, Landon Barreneau, James Fields, Ben Elliott, Alex Leclerc, and Royce Crown, who was not able to set a time. The Red Bull lockout at the front row. Both of them are, are the only ones in the 141s. They seem very fast. He was 2/10 off of Sam Lewis this time. Here we go. It's time to go racing here in Spa-Francorchamps. This is going to be a really interesting race. It is actually raining. Oh, wow. That could actually mix up everything. Rain in Spa. Doesn't look like it's heavy rain. It's going to be interiors conditions. Yeah, I was not really expecting that, but rain is on the forecast. I'm not sure if it'll dry up or not. But rain is on the forecast. This is not really the track you'd want rain because of how dangerous it is up through, Eau Rouge and Radillon, but obviously it's a sim racing, so no one can get hurt, so do whatever. But yeah, it's a Red Bull lockout. There's obviously no 3-minute intermission period, but people will load up their setups and go from there. So here we go. All right, formation lap going to get underway. This is really where you're going to test your how much grip you have off the line. There's David Albon. I'm not sure what happened to David Albon. He might be having issues because it's just that he left the session. Does he have connection difficulties? I'm not sure. David Albon, that's not good for him, but see, yeah, this is gonna be really sketchy. Oh, he's back. Okay, he's gonna probably take control of his car if he can. He should be able to. It's kind of gonna be yeah. You're just gonna have to really test the grip up through there. It's gonna be really deadly up at the top of Radillon there. So yeah, I don't think David Albon is able to take control, but I don't know, maybe. Doesn't look like he's able to. It looks like he just disconnected, and that's issues for David Albon, who is starting 4th on the grid. But looks like he's likely gonna, unfortunately, not be able to start this race. It's just gonna be his AI, so that's gonna be a little bit of a pain for the rest of the field to work around him, as there's multiple disqualifications from the formation lap due to probably hitting people or whatever, running wide. Is David Albon frantically trying to take control of his car? I'm just not sure if he's able to. That was Landon Barreneau who went way off the run on the formation lap. This is a really chaotic formation lap, and you can just imagine how it's going to be in the race. Yeah, this is going to be a long 22 laps for these drivers. Intermediate conditions. Let's see. You can see the tires everyone's on. Everyone on the inters. So, yeah. Let's see. Yep. All right. Well, got another rain race in Formula Allegiant. Canada. Never mind. I think in one of the attempts at Canada we did have rain, but that was not the final attempt, so yeah. I don't know if we've had a rain race, but I think we have. Australia might have been raining, I'm not sure. I think Australia rained, but we did not broadcast that. As you see, everyone lining up on the grid. Here we go, it's a Red Bull front row lockout. This has been a really good weekend for Red Bull. Here we go. It's time to go lights out here in Spa. 22 laps of wet racing action. Here we go. Here we go. Starting sequence starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are lights out. Away we go. We're underway here in the wet in Spa. It's a good start from Sam Lewis, as this could get really dicey down at turn 1. You see everyone making their way through turn 1. As looks like everyone makes it through cleanly. That's good for everyone, but here's Sam Lewis, who's pulled out to a solid gap, is really loose down through Radillon near Rouge. As that was Ryan Searles, he might be able to make a move on Maddox Beard here. Gonna split the Red Bulls. As here comes Ryan Searles to the inside of Maddox Beard. He takes second away as they head down through here Ryan Stroll's up to second. As you see, here's that is David Albon. I believe he was able to take control of his car. So David Albon, he's currently in fourth, trying to hold fifth, sixth, and seventh, and off, and a lot of people off here as they head down through this section here and down into Puan. Here, Sam Lewis heading into Puan. There's obviously no DRS in the wet conditions as Sam Lewis sliding it wide off of Puan. Is this really, yeah, it is really slick out here. As you see everyone making their way off of Puan, that is one of the Saubers looking on the Ferrari of Elijah Wheeler. That was Gadi Alemany. As you see, there's a lot of midfield action, but Sam Lewis running away already from the field. As you see, here's Ryan Stroll, but he's under attack from Maddox Spirit. This could be really interesting for P2, but Sam Lewis looks like he's probably going to pull away from everyone here. He's obviously the fastest here, but Ryan Stroll's under attack from his Red Bull teammate, from Sam Lewis' Red Bull teammate. Here comes Maddox Spirit, not going to make the move. He's going to wait. Yeah, no DRS though in the rain, so yeah, Sam Lewis doesn't have to worry about that. Sam Lewis 158.5, but obviously there's really faster lap times than that because that was the opening lap. Is yellow flag sector 3. That is a big hit. That is Landon Barron now into the barrier. And that's a VSC. VSC is out here in Belgium. As Landon Barron now, the race is gonna come to an end early for the Sauber drivers. You saw, yep. They get the marshal get the car cleaned up very quickly, but VSC is out as that's going to stall Sam Lewis's progress from pulling away a little bit, but still Sam Lewis has a solid gap. Yeah, it is very wet though out here in Spa. Very wet days. Yeah, possible race strategies. I don't know if this is gonna dry up, so yeah, I'm not sure what the forecast has in store for us. There's Ryan Searles. Yep, we're back racing. VSC has ended as Ryan Searles in the dirty air. Sam Lewis. He's got to try to get that slipstream, but he's under attack from Maddox Beard. So there's a lot of pressure. It's a huge train of cars here as they head through Puan. As they head off of Puan, here comes Maddox Beard. Going to get a good run as that's also Jaden Sadek, who looked on David Albon. Was he able to get there? No, but he's right there still on the rear gearbox of David Albon. As you see, they all head down through here, heading down this long straightaway here with a few kinks as here comes Ryan Starles and Maddox Beard right behind Sam Lewis, but Sam Lewis still driving away here. He's really fast here on the wets in Spa as they head down through here really wide from Ryan Starles. You gotta really adapt quickly here and just get a move on. It's really hard to adapt though, and whoever adapts the quickest is probably gonna be the best right now. As here we go on to lap 3. There's a huge train behind Ryan Searles. Here comes Maddox Beard looking to the inside of the Williams. Ryan Searles he was not able to get there. Oh, he is actually still there. Maddox Beard, are they going to dare to go side by side up through Rouge and Bradion? No, Maddox Beard going to back out of it as Sam Lewis pulling away still from these 4 racing back here. So here we go. Oh, that was a little moment for Maddox Beard as here they come. People taking advantage. That's David Albon to the inside looking for the podium spots. This is crazy racing here in Belgium. Maddox Beard lives by another day, though. He still stays in the podium spots as Ryan Stroll's big slide there. This is really exciting racing here for P2. Yeah, everyone just sliding around this track here in the wets. I don't know if it's still raining. It could be drying up, but I'm not sure. Ryan Stroll's really loose off of Puan there. As here comes Maddox Beard again with a run. Not going to take it, though. As they head down through here, is Ryan Searles has P2 right now. I don't think they're going to be able to catch Sam Lewis. I highly doubt it, but Yeah, because Sam Lewis pulling away by a lot over Ryan Searles. As Maddox Beard looking again to the inside. Going to have the outside through these two kinks, though. We'll see. Is he going to hang it around the outside? If he can, then he'll have the inside into the final corners. They're both going to not lift. As that's Ryan Searles off the track. And that's David Albon spinning. David Albon, just side by side, did not work there. That's a broken front wing from David Albon. As Sam Lewis has the fastest lap, but David Albon with a broken front wing, and chaos happening here in the wets here in Spa. As Maddox Beard takes second, here comes the Alpine of Jaden Sadek. He's right there though. He's gonna have the slipstring up into Eau Rouge. As they head down through Eau Rouge, here comes Jaden Sadek. He's there. Will he take it? He probably will in the Alpine. Doesn't quite have the run, but he's going to have good slipstream here. Here he goes, pulls out to the right-hand side. Here he comes as the Williams going to fall up through. They're almost 3 wide. As it's going to be Ryan Searles up into P2. Maddox Beard P3. Ryan Searles P4 as Maddox Beard looks on the outside. Here comes the Williams of Ryan Searles to the inside. Going to take advantage of that, but he is there still. As Isaiah Hamilton also joined this fight. This is a huge fight. There's 4 cars under our blanket here in Spa as the VSC is out. Oh no, that's Alex Leclerc and Ben Elliott who got together. That's a 10-second penalty for Ben Elliott. Oh my goodness, though. Yeah, a little break from that chaos here in Spa. But oh my goodness, this is insane racing for second. Sam Lewis, you see, he's just pulling away from all this. He says, thank you very much. Y'all keep battling, and he'll pull away even more. As James Sadek P2. There's just chaos ensuing in these opening laps here in Spa. Here we go. VSC likely ending here shortly. As Alex Leclerc is retired, I'm not sure what's happened to him. He's actually crashed. You saw him at the corner, the top corner of your screen. I guess he crashed out of the session, so that's unfortunate for him. Still VSC though, not going to turn into a full safety car, so we're going to just be under VSC. We're probably going to go racing here shortly. As you see, Isaiah Hamilton ready to go racing. He looked, but not able to, obviously, can't pass under the VSC. Not sure when the VSC is going to end here. As you see, now they go at a slower pace. Actually, it's a full safety car. I didn't realize it was a full safety car. It still says virtual safety car on the leaderboard, but it's a full safety car. And that's also Ben Elliott with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So ignore that it says virtual safety car. It is a full safety car here in Spa, and that shakes everything up. So your top 5 right now: Sam Lewis, James Sadek, Maddox Beard, Isaiah Hamilton, and Ryan Searles. Also, there is Justin Jewell also in P6, and also Gadiel Alamani in P7. So I'm not sure. It is still raining here in Spa, but it's very light. I can tell it might be drying up a little bit, but yeah, still inters are the best tire right now. As you see, the safety car leads us up through Pouan, or up into Pouan. So yeah, Sam Lewis gonna be under attack here from Jaden Sadek. But Sam Lewis is really fast, though, in these wet conditions. This is insane racing, though, here in Spa. As you see, there is a little bit of a dry line forming. But it's not quite. It is still raining, actually. Yes, it is still raining here in Spa. But it's a lot lighter than what we saw at the start of the race. So, yeah, it's not too bad. But you're still obviously going to see these guys on the inters. I'd imagine they're likely going to go the whole race on the intermediates, so unless obviously it dries up. So yeah, as they head down through here. Sam Lewis has dominated Belgium so far. Also, the safety car did give the Aston Martin David Albon a chance to repair his front wing, but he's way far back, so he's gonna have a lot of work to do to catch those top 5 and battle with them again. So, yeah, it's also Royce Crown. He started last on the grid. He's P9, so Royce Crown, he's trying to make his way through the field after a rough qualifying. Actually, was not able to set a lap in qualifying, so yeah, we never really got to see his true pace, but we're seeing it here in the race here in Spa. As I imagine safety car will most likely be in this lap. So yeah, dry line is starting to form. You can see that, but it's not dry enough for dry conditions. It's still, or dry enough for dry tires, because it's still wet. Wow, that was just Joel getting really loose down through Eau Rouge. But yeah, all right. You hear me clearing my throat a few times because of how much commentary that was through that whole battle for P2. But yeah, I believe we're likely gonna go racing here shortly. Safety car will likely be in this lap. So yeah, we'll go back racing. Drivers ready to go back racing. The safety car does definitely give more time for this track to dry up. I just don't know if it's going to dry up or not. It could be wet the whole race. I don't know. But, yeah, the safety car leads us down into Pouan once again. So yeah, first safety car of this race. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more with how these how the wet conditions are here. Just really really sketchy here in Spa with all the high-speed corners, and it's obviously the longest track on the calendar too. So it's obviously there's a lot of variety of corners, and you really gotta just try to just adapt and keep it clean, because yeah, it's really it's easier said than done, because it's definitely really hard to drive the wets here in Spa. Obviously, it was a dry sprint race. There's also a safety car in this lap, but it was a dry sprint race, but the rain has shown up here in the race today as safety car pulls out, heads to the pit lane as the drivers slow down to let the safety car get into the pit lane before we go racing here. Here we go, warming up tires here. Yeah, a lot of weaving here to get temperature in the intermediate tires. As here we go. It's time to go back racing here in Spa. It's been crazy racing for the first 6 laps, or I guess the first 4 laps of actual racing. But now we're gonna restart lap 7 at a few laps under safety car. But we're gonna go back racing here in Spa. Here we go. Sam Lewis leads us. Oh, James Sadek. Here we go. Sam Lewis leads us to the green. We are back racing here in Spa. Is JF Sadek gonna really want to try to get a move on Sam Lewis here shortly? Doesn't quite have the confidence under braking though that Sam Lewis did. Everyone making their way down through the first hairpin. JF Sadek trying his best to keep up with the Red Bull of Sam Lewis as they head down through Radion. It's at the top of the hill here in Spa. Yeah, James Sadek doesn't quite have enough slipstream to catch the Red Bull. It's James Fields. He is out. So I'm not sure what happened. That is another safety car, I believe. Apologies for saying Justin Jewell. I'm not sure why I said Justin Jewell, but yeah, that is James Fields, who is out of the session in his first start. So I believe that's another safety car. Could be just a VSC, I'm not sure. But I can't really trust what it says on the leaderboard, because, yeah, it's a lot of times it was wrong. It said virtual safety car in the, when it was a full safety car, so, yeah, I'm not sure. Looks like it's probably a full safety car, I'm not really sure. due to a retirement crash from James Fields. As they head down through here, I don't know if it's just a VSC or not. See yellow flags being being thrown here in Spa. Let's see. We'll know if it's a VSC if they just go back racing, but I believe it's a full safety car for retirement. So I believe we got another safety car back to back. And you think back to Monaco, we had 3 safety cars back to back. So that was a really chaotic race, as usually Monaco is. So yeah, as they head up through here, I'd imagine it's a full safety car. So yeah, if it was a VSC, they would have probably went racing by now. So full safety cars, people dive into the pits here. There's Ryan Searles in the pits right here in the Williams. There's also Ben Elliott in the pits. So they're gonna change out their tires. As, yep, we'll probably see the safety car here. Yep, is a full safety car here in Spa. 2 safety cars back to back, but we get 3 safety cars back to back like Monaco. I'm not sure. Oh, that was Royce Crown running into the back of Elijah Wheeler. Yeah, it's Elijah Wheeler. Under safety car, is there any damage on that Williams? Doesn't look like there is. He comes out unscathed, so got really lucky with that from Royce Crown. So good for him to come out unscathed from that, and also no penalty from that. So he's okay, thankfully for him. But yeah, we have a few laps under safety car. Yeah, it's gonna be a really long one here in Spa. This just gives more time for the rain to pass by, but I still don't know if it's drying up here in Spa. I mean, yeah, you see, it's definitely still pouring here in Spa. Definitely still light rain, so definitely not time to put on the dry tires. I don't see a ton of rain, I mean, but I believe there's still a few sprinkles. Yeah, you can see the drop still on the track. But it's definitely light. You see the whole field pacing their way down through here. So that's Royce, or no, that's Ryan Searles who ran a little wide there. But all right, so another safety car here in Spa. Yeah, this has been really chaotic here in the wet conditions of Spa, as we kind of expected, because it's obviously really deadly here in the wet to Spa. I mean, if you think back to 2021 Spa in real life, you saw how chaotic that was in like qualifying. Obviously, they didn't even get an actual race in that race, but qualifying was definitely very chaotic in real life. So you can only imagine how it is in the game here in F124. Obviously, it's definitely not as wet as that day, but still definitely wet. As that was also that's Isaiah Hamilton, who gets a 10-second penalty for colliding with the Racing Bulls of Justin Jewell. So a lot of penalties being handed out here today. Justin Jewell also having a pretty solid debut. He's been kind of quiet today. But he has started to work his way up into P4, so good for him. As yeah, the safety car could definitely come in this lap. I'm not sure. As yep, as they head down through this straightaway, Sam Lewis currently has still dominated this race, and he's probably going to get out to a pretty good restart again. But you never know. Sam Lewis, obviously everyone's human, so there could be a mistake, but Sam Lewis, it's very rare to see a mistake out of the Red Bull of Sam Lewis. He's trying to go for double digits today, 10 in a row for Sam Lewis. He's won every race in Formula Allegiant, every sprint race also. He won or yesterday's sprint race, and also Netherlands and Imola. I believe there's an Imola sprint race. We obviously didn't broadcast that race either, due to me being busy. So yeah. But Sam Lewis still has won all the races here in Formula Allegiant. Will anyone be able to stop him from getting double digits, though? We'll have to see. It's Landon Bear now. He obviously he leaves session. He had that moment on entering lap 2, as so just a little race recap today. So Sam Lewis and Max Spears front row lockout for the 2 Red Bulls in qualifying, and then that was also safety car in this lap. Then there's chaos on lap 1. It was Landon Bear who wrecked as they were starting lap 2 after the final chicane. And then we got another safety car due to Alex Leclerc. It was a virtual safety car, but then it was Alex Leclerc who retired from the position. We got a safety car for that after a really big battle. Oh, that's a McLaren off. But after a really hard-fought battle between from 2nd to 5th. And we got another safety car due to James Fields. Is Ben Elliott also out? Is the safety car going to come back out due to that? I'm not sure, but yeah, we got a safety car due to James Fields retiring, and we're going back racing. We're having the restart from that safety car. Here we go, back underway here in Spa. As they head down into turn 1. Yeah, there's been a lot of retirements. Only 10 cars left in this race. We've seen 4 retirements as the wet conditions in Spa has gone the better of a lot of people here today. But here we go. Sam Lewis leads by a comfortable gap over Jaden Sadek, and Max Beard looking to try to pounce on the Alpine of Jaden Sadek. Is he going to be able to do it, though? He has the slipstream, has the ERS. Is he going to be able to make the move, though? Sadek defends. Sam Lewis defends. Sam Lewis gonna lead us down through here. He's going to probably pull away, as usual. But Jaden Sadek currently P2. Max Beard 3rd. It was kind of a spread out on that safety car restart, but this is not spread out back here. This is Ryan Searles and Isaiah Hamilton, both of them battling. Ryan Searles on fresh intermediate, so he's going to have pace, but we'll see how big that pace advantage will be. As they head down through Pouan here, watching Ryan Searles trying to cut his way through the field. Also David Albon also going to go past the Ferrari of Elijah Wheeler. As multiple people running wide off of Pouan, as that's David Albon up into P6, looking on Gadiel Almani to get P5. Try to get back into the top 5 and try to fight for the win, or try to get the podium. But as you see, here's David Albon looking. He gained a lot through there. He's on fresher tires, I believe, on the Sauber. As here we go. Here comes the Aston Martin. You remember what happened with Maddox Beard and David Albon, all them a few laps ago, but they come out unscathed there. So David Albon comes out there clean, as Sam Lewis fastest lap with a 1:53.7. Track definitely drying up here in Spa, I believe. So you'll see lap times getting quicker, but I still got a long way to go if it's gonna become dry conditions. As you see, here's the top 3 here. It's right now a double podium for Red Bull, but we'll see. There's also Justin Jewell, who is on the Red Bull sister team of the Visa Cash Up Racing Bulls. There's a big fight here. This is Elijah Wheeler and Royce Crown, I believe that is, as they make a little bit of contact. Royce Crown gets forced off, and he is gonna fall down into 10th. There's a big battle down that straightaway. Here's Ryan Searles looking on the Sauber. He's going to be next up to try to pass that Sauber. It's yellow flags. Let's see. I'm not sure what happened to cause that. That could have been maybe Royce Crown. I'm not sure. Actually, I believe it was Royce Crown, but he's okay. As here comes Ryan Searles on the Sauber. Is he gonna be able to make the move? No, as Hamilton looks not gonna get there. We're halfway through this race here in Belgium, but here comes Ryan Searles. Looking, sends it inside. Oh, he tried to get it, but not able to get there. He's trying not to waste any time because he needs to get going if he's going to catch David Albon. As there's a mistake from the kick Sauber of Gatti Alemany as Ryan Searles gets up to 6, Isaiah Hamilton gets up to 7th, as that makes it easier for those two. As here we go down through here. It's a good fight here from the Williams and the Mercedes, but obviously Isaiah Hamilton has that 10-second time penalty. As you see here, here's a fight here. This is David Albon trying to catch up to Justin Jewell. These fresh intermediates are definitely helping. Definitely have really good pace right now. As here comes David Albon with slipstream down through Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Here we go. David Albon here. He's gonna have a good slipstream on Justin Jewell. He's gonna tussle it out, but you know David Albon wants this position on the faster, fresher intermediates. As also Maddox Beard has gotten up to P2. We missed the move he made, but Maddox Beard up into second place in the Alpine of Jane Sadek down in a P3. Here's the fight between Justin Jewell and David Albon as they head down through Pouan. Here we go. No move made there. Is in the dirty air. That was a big slide from David Albon. Gets a good exit though. He's there. Is he gonna make the move? No. See though, David Albon. See what he can do here on the Racing Bulls of Justin Jewell. Here we go. The Aston Martin right there in the slipstream. Imagine a move's going to come here. Is he going to go outside? He goes inside this time. Inside through here. And it's going to be David Albon. He's going to get the spot. David Albon up into P4. And now he's going to set his sights on his next. The person in front of him is going to be the Alpine of Jane Sadek. He's going to set his sights on. With Sam Lewis pulling away, but David Albon is really catching up fast with these fresh intermediates and also the Williams and the Mercedes also. Ryan Searles looks there. Good move there. He got the job done and up into P5. Didn't waste any time there. And he's trying to get to P4, which would be David Albon. As yeah, these two really cutting through the field. David Albon and Ryan Searles, they're really cutting through the field right now as they're trying to catch Jay Sadek. They got a long way to go, but they should be able to do it. And the pressure is on for second and third. Maddox Beard and Jay Sadek. These two are going to be under pressure here shortly with the intermediates, the new intermediate tires. They're really coming up fast on the older intermediates. As you see here, you see who's made pit stops and who has not. There has been 6 people out who have made pit stops. Yeah, it's obviously the highest people that have made that are on the newer intermediates. It's David Albon and Ryan Searles. As you see, also the tire difference here. I believe also the kick Sauber Gatti Alemany has gotten into the pit lane. He's obviously on the 0 lap intermediate. So yeah, and also the Ferrari on the 1 lap intermediate. So yeah, top 3 all on the tires they started on, but the rest are not, except for Justin Jewell also. So yeah. That is some updates you see, but as we were talking about that, David Albon reeling in the Alpine of Jaden Sadek. So here we go. Heads through the hairpin there and heads down up into Eau Rouge. And Raidillon He's trying to catch up to the Alpine of Jaden Sadek, and he's definitely doing a good job at doing that. As you can see the gap here also. We never had that on, but the gap is you see there as it's 2 seconds the gap between David Albon and Jaden Sadek. So he's definitely gaining quick though. Sam Lewis onto a 4-second gap on the Red Bull of Max Spears. Max Spears a big slide there, and that's gonna lose him a lot of time there. Sam Lewis, he won by about 11 seconds yesterday in the sprint, but only had a 5-second gap now. But we've only had maybe like 5 laps since the safety car restart. So yeah, basically a second a lap faster if you do the math right now. But as you see, here's David Albon. He is right there. He's gained a whole second. This is the last time we talked about, and that was only like a quarter of a lap ago. David Albon really has good pace right now. Here comes David Albon catching these two here. Is he right on board with him through here? Yeah, you can see, I can tell Jaden Sadek's really struggling on those worn intermediate tires. Really struggling in that Alpine. That's allowing David Albon to try to catch up. As you see, yep, he's definitely catching. He did lose a little bit of time in that chicane though, but he is still gaining in a lot of places. As we're watching these four, I guess. Yeah, that's really interesting with the strategies. I'd imagine Sam Lewis, Max Spears, and Jaden Sadek, and also Justin Joel, they're going to try to go to the end on the intermediates, but on the worn intermediates, the ones that I started on, so no stops from them. You can do that in wet conditions, so yeah, don't have to make a compound swap in the wet conditions, so you can just make a no stop if you want to. It's definitely faster to get the fresh tires, as yeah, the Aston Martin's definitely lost a little bit of time, but he gains a lot through the technical sections with that grip. Where you really need that grip is where he gains. There's also Jaden Sadek. He's not far behind Max Spears. Max Spears is also kind of struggling right now on those intermediates. You can see he's really struggling. That's proof that he's struggling. He is sliding through there. Basically, Formula drifting it through there as there is Jaden Sadek. Yeah, he's definitely gaining. He might not be struggling so much after all, because he is managing the gap from him and David Albon. The tire advantage has definitely worn down with the old intermediates and the new intermediates. See, Ryan Stroll's also trying to catch up to David Albon. As we're Sam Lewis, I believe, yeah, he's going to start lap 16 here in Spa, 22. As you see, he heads down the front stretch here. 5.2 seconds the gap with him, Sam Lewis. Sam Lewis really managed the tires pretty well. Really no competition with him to anyone else, really. It's going to take a lot if people are going to catch him, as Ryan Stroll has really good pace also. He's right there on David Albon. He has a little bit better pace than him, I can tell. 0.3 the gap between him. There could be a move coming here up at the top of the hill. As you see, here comes Ryan Searles looking as David Albon not going to be able to defend. As here comes Ryan Searles to the inside. He's going to take the spot away. Ryan Searles up to end of P4. Going to try to get to the podium. He got P3 in the sprint race, so he's definitely been pretty solid this weekend. Can he get a podium here today in the Grand Prix? Yeah, Ryan Stroll has really solid pace, but David Albon gained a lot through there. David Albon, this could be some battling here. No move in a Puan. These two might want to just work together. Ryan Stroll has a little bit better paces. Justin Jewell, 3-second penalty due to corner cutting. So, yeah, to the track limits, he gets a 3-second time penalty. So unfortunate for him. That's going to send him back a little bit, but he'll still probably finish P8. As Gadi Alamani was also able to catch up to The Racing Bulls has also, he has retired from the session and he has crashed, I believe. Is that going to be a safety car though? I don't believe it will be. He's retired, so he is our 5th retirement of today. So everyone's pretty much guaranteed for points here. For at least 2 points here today, so yeah, as 5.8 seconds is the gap between Beard and Lewis. Is lap 17 here in Spa. Jason Deck right there. He actually managed the tires pretty well. Here comes James Sadek. He slides off that hairpin. Just trying to get the grip down as he heads down into Eau Rouge. Down through Eau Rouge and Radion. At the top of Radion, let's see what the Alpine can do in the slipstream here. Maddox Spear gonna defend here, most likely. I don't know if there's gonna be a move here though coming from the Alpine. There will not be, or the nope, yeah, no move there. But he's right on the rear gearbox down through this technical section, heading into Salon Corners. Oh, that was a big slide for Maddox Spear. Will Sadek look? No, he does not go for the move. He goes a little bit wider though, and that's gonna hurt him. Does not have the grip off that exit, and Maddox Spear. That helps Maddox Beard quite a lot there, but James Sadek still there in that slipstream on Maddox Beard as they head down through Poulan. Yep, Maddox Beard just trying to hold off the hard-charging Alpine of James Sadek as Ryan Searles trying to catch up to these two, but I feel like, yeah, I don't know, these two are really similar on pace. I feel like when David Albon's behind someone, he's actually picked up the pace, but yeah, Ryan Searles being in the lead, he doesn't have as good of pace as we thought he really did. As here's the move here from the Alpine on Maddox Beard. Here we go. These two are gonna go side by side down through here. Maddox Beard gonna have to back out. Jay and Sadek up in a P2. Beard not gonna give that up without a fight though. He looks to the outside, not gonna get there. As they head down through the final chicane, and that also helped Ryan Searles catch up. He gained about half a second from that. As here comes Ryan Searles, he's starting to get into the mix here for P2. 6 seconds the gap from Sam Lewis to James Sadek. Sam Lewis still pulling away from all this. So here we go. Up to the top of Radion. Here comes Maddox Beard. Is he going to have enough momentum to get the move done on James Sadek? Doesn't look like he will. So it's going to be James Sadek who stays in P2. Beard P3. Ryan Searles P4, who's gapping the Aston Martin of David Albon. Lap 18 and 22 here in Spa. Yeah, still a lot of racing left, but definitely getting the later stages of this race here in a wet Sunday here in Spa. As here comes Ryan Searles. Yeah, he has way better grip though on compared to Maddox Beard. And Maddox Beard at risk of losing the podium positions. Here comes Ryan Searles. Oh, big slide from Beard. Here comes Ryan Searles. Oh, he's right there on the rear gearbox. Here we go, heading down through here. Here comes Ryan Searles right there. There could be a move coming where James Sadek did, but you know Maddox Beard doesn't want to give up the podium. Yeah, Maddox Beard definitely does not want to give up a podium position here in Spa. He obviously brought 1-2 in the sprint. He wants to do the same here, but Jay Sadek running away as there's yellow flags. Sector 2, that's Elijah Wheeler who has a moment, but looking back at the battle for P3, Ryan Searles sends it to the inside, pushes Beard wide. Beard he can't get the power down. This is going to be Ryan Searles, who's going to have the inside into the hairpin, but that's not going to matter because Ryan Searles clears him before the corner, and Ryan Searles gets up into the podium positions. But still, Maddox Beard right there. He's there. He's going to have the slipstream. Does he have the ERS, though? We'll have to see. I don't know. We'll see if he has the battery. I don't think he's close enough to get enough of the slipstream, though, to get the move on Ryan Searles. Beard really struggling. He's not managed his tires good enough. As here comes David Albon now. He's gonna be at risk of getting passed by David Albon. So Max Beard definitely struggling with the tire conservation. But yeah, it's the Alpine of Jay Sadek, who's P2. Ryan Stroll's trying to set his sights on him, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to catch him. These two really save tires pretty equally, so we'll see if he has enough. As there's a 10-second penalty for Elijah Wheeler speeding in the pit lane. So unfortunate for him, as here comes David Albon around the outside. Not really where you see him move usually, but it's going to be David Albon. Yes, it's going to be David Albon into P4. Maddox Beard unfortunately goes down to P5. He was running second a few laps ago, so Maddox Beard definitely going to be frustrated about that. But yeah, Maddox Beard just really struggling on those tires. Just does not like those tires right now. But as see Sam Lewis here, 4.9 seconds the gap. Actually, Jay Sadek is kind of gaining on Sam Lewis. I don't know if Sam Lewis had a moment or what, but yeah, but he did gain about a second. I mean, he's very fast. I just don't think he's gonna be quick enough to get to Sam Lewis, knowing how good Sam Lewis is. But you never know. I mean, he has pretty solid pace, but let's see, yellow flag sector 2. That is Elijah Wheeler again, who is still in the race. Is also these two in the pit lane. Let's see, they're going on the dry tires, or no, are they? Never mind. It looked like dry tires. I believe that's still intermediates. It looked like mediums, but apologies. That looks like it's yes. All right, it looked like dry tires, but or is it dry tires? I can't tell. Well, we can see on the. Apologies for that. Let's check the tires here. It looked like I think it's intermediates, but I couldn't really tell. As here we go. Yes, it's intermediates. It looked a lot like it looked quite a lot like dry tires. It looked like the mediums at first, but yeah, that is still intermediate tires for those two. Those two are probably gonna try to go for fastest lap, so try to get a point away from the Red Bull Sam Lewis. Jason Deck has gained quite a lot. Is he going to gain enough though to catch Sam Lewis? I don't know, but he has conserved his tires super well. He's definitely gaining on Sam Lewis. I just don't know if he's going to have enough time. Yeah, Jason Deck has really good pace right now. Has a really big advantage over Sam Lewis. He's gaining a lot, but he's going to have to really push if he's going to try to get up to get to Sam Lewis. I just don't know, but he is gaining a lot though. Tire conservation is very important here, and it looks like that's what Jason Deck has done better than Sam Lewis this race, because he's gaining, but just don't see it being enough. As you see Sam Lewis, he can see him in his sights, but yeah, it's going to be a 3-second penalty for Elijah Wheeler and the Ferrari, just really struggling in these late stages of the race. Getting the power down off that final corner. It's going to be interesting. 2 laps to go. 4 seconds the gap. Is James Sadek able to catch enough? I highly doubt it, but still, yeah, you know Sam Lewis definitely does not want to give up this win. But we'll see. As yellow flag sector 2. Obviously too late for a safety car. This is Royce Crown and Gadiel Hamani. These two fighting. Royce Crown gets up at the P7. Is also finally. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there's some contact there. But Elijah Wheeler out of the session. If it was a little earlier, it could have been a safety car, but it's not a safety car due to it being 2 laps to go. Too late in the race. So, too late in the race for a safety car. So, yeah, no safety car called. As 3.9 seconds the gap. The gap staying about the same now between Jason Sadek and Sam Lewis. I don't think Jason Sadek's gonna quite have enough. It's been a really solid race for Jason Sadek. Definitely a really solid effort here to try to catch Sam Lewis. It's not gonna quite be enough. As they head out of Puan for the penultimate time. Sam Lewis, though, just been really good. Ryan Stroll's also might be starting to gain on the Alpine, but I'm not sure. He is starting to reel him in a little bit, but Ryan Stroll's, we'll have to watch that battle for P2, but yeah, 3.7 seconds the gap between James Sadek and Sam Lewis. It's reducing, but Sam Lewis still has just put up enough of a gap to where he doesn't have to worry about James Sadek. So no pressure for Sam Lewis. 4 seconds, still a really big gap. As Sam Lewis starts the final lap here in Spa, looks like he's going to make it double digits. Sam Lewis just been unstoppable here in Formula Allegiant as he starts the final lap here in Spa. Sam Lewis going to make it double digits, 10 wins in a row, going to tie his favorite driver in Formula One, Max Verstappen, in most race wins in a row. Obviously, but in this league, so he's going to do that. As Jaden Sadek is also fastest lap for the Aston Martin of David Albon. As he sets the fastest lap. It doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to take that away unless Max Beard can, but I don't know. So they're gonna have the same positions they were before they came in, due to even if they don't get around Isaiah Hamilton, because Isaiah Hamilton has a 10-second penalty. As you see Sam Lewis rounding here, I believe James Sadek might have made a mistake. Yeah, he's starting to make mistakes. Ryan Stroll's there, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting fight for P2. He's there. There had to be a really big mistake from the Alpine and James Sadek. Now he's starting to struggle on the tires. Sam Lewis pulling away. Now 5 seconds the gap. As here we go down through P1. Stroll drifts it through there. That's not going to help him. As exiting P1 for the final time. This is going to be an interesting fight for P2. But watching Sam Lewis, he heads through here. Sam Lewis, it's been a really chaotic race here in Belgium, but drivers have adapted to the wet conditions. Sam Lewis adapted probably the best, and that's why he's won. That's why he's just the best. He's won 9 races in a row. He's gonna make it 10 wins in a row. As the fight for P2 looks like James Sadek is gonna be fine for P2, but Sam Lewis heads through the final corners. Sam Lewis through the final chicane. It's going to be double digits for the Red Bull driver, Sam Lewis. 10 wins in a row for Sam Lewis. He gets the win in Belgium. And it's going to be the Alpine James Sadek. P2 holds off the hard charging Williams. Ryan Stroll as he wrecks it across the line. As rounding the final corner, it's going to be David Albon. P4 as Max Beer. P5 as Isaiah Hamilton gonna come up for P6. Royce Crown heads up through here's another 10-second penalty for Isaiah Hamilton. That's 20 seconds of penalties, and that's actually gonna promote Royce Crown up into P6. Yes, I believe. No, definitely. I don't think it did. So yeah, here's Scotty Alemania, the last car to come in a finish as he spins on the final lap. Just gotta get around to the line. Got Alemania in the Sauber. Just kind of not been a really great day for Sauber. It was a solid day for Sauber in the sprint, but not quite there in the race. As he heads later the final corners. Got Alemania heads onto the front stretch. Gonna finish P8 here in Spa, and that's gonna do it in Belgium. Sam Lewis with the win over James Sadek, and yeah. What a race that was in Spa. Interview's going to come up here shortly. But, yeah. What a race that was as Royce Crown, driver of the day. So, yeah, we'll go through the results here. Actually, first, the podium. As here comes a podium ceremonies.
Oh, I know. I can tell. He goes to school for it. You know, he'll get better. Carter's in regular kindergarten now.
He's never not been. I mean,
that other guy. Woo! That other guy is cooking extra with extra sauce on top.
Extra sauce.
We were talking about Karina.
Remember I said I thought that was her over in Newburgh and I wasn't sure it was. Testing the other food. Was that you over there?
Alright, well, don't mind the background from David Outlaw apparently, but anyway, Sam Lewis comes on top, Jay Sadek, Ryan Searles, David Albon. Oh my. got chill in the VC. Oh my gosh. Heading Speared, Isaiah Hamilton, Royce Brown, Kalen Maney. Oh my gosh. Elijah Wheeler, and then 10th through 14th DNF, Justin Jewell, Ben Elliott, James Fields, Alex Leclerc, and Landon Bear now, who unfortunately retired from the race early.
Already know what kind of
What do you mean? Don't want to be creepy.
Well,
already know what kind of
not sure what's happening there, but alright, we'll show the graphic here. So yeah, we're gonna head out into interviews. That was not ideal with the voice chat there. That was really weird. But apologies for that. It was watching the stream. It's probably hard for me to hear. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead into interviews. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead into interviews here shortly. So yeah. All right, heading into the interview room now.
And this is gonna be
Japan.
Okay.
that's gonna be torture.
All right.
It's raining.
All right.
I swear, if it's raining during freaking.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start interviews. Let's interview you guys.
Bryce,
So.
what are you doing on the stream, Bryce? That sounds a little bit sus. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, that wasn't me. Oh my gosh. Bro. Okay.
I wonder what that was.
Oh, okay. Anyways, we're gonna start interviews. So we'll go ahead and start with Maddox Beard. So Max Beard, ready, right?
Yeah.
So Max Beard, you were P2 for a while, but unfortunately ended up falling down to the I believe it was the 5th position. So so just walk me through that race and how hard it was to conserve the tires.
Yeah. Well, so I realized from the very beginning that I got off to a good jump, and I realized I put the rear wing arrow way too high, so I had no straightaway speed. So I just had to manage it, and then we had those like 3 back-to-back safety cars. That wasn't ideal for me. But after that, yeah, I realized the tires are getting really worn. And I just didn't realize I was too late, and they basically went, and I had to pit because they were about to puncture. So I pit, and went out to like 6th, and then passed Isaiah, and yeah.
Yeah, so we have Japanese Grand Prix next. How do you think you'll do in Japan?
So I feel like I really can be fast. I just keep screwing myself over with these things and setups and conservation. But yeah, I think I can do okay at Japan. I just want to get a podium at this point. But yeah, also I might need to revoke your ownership for what you did.
Bro, I did that. Okay.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm looking forward to Japan, but we're gonna have to talk after this.
Oh no. Okay. Anyways, I'll go ahead and get how many do you want interview? Cause yeah. Okay, I'm not sure if he does. So I'll just go ahead and move on to David Albon. So David Albon, you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Remove Belgium from the...
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. So David Albon is a pretty solid race in Belgium. You come home with a P4 finish. So David Albon, just walk me through that race.
I think Codemasters needs to learn how a wet race is supposed to work and how a car is supposed to handle in the wet.
Very true.
Because that's not how it's supposed to happen. But, you know, I'm not gonna go too far into that. It was fine. I basically just said I'm gonna go full chaos mode, so I was just diving it into corners and making moves. I didn't kill anybody, so that was a plus. But I was doing my thing, just grinded out a P4 because by the time the race was done, my tires were dead. That's why I had to make that extra pit stop. So, is what it is.
Yep. So if you're able to race Japan, how do you think he'll do there?
Well, I will be able to race Japan, and like I can't tell if I'm good or bad there, honestly. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll rain again because you know it's Japan.
Yep. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to Ryan Searles. So Ryan Searles, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so you come home with a P3 finish. You were closing in on Chase Sadek at the final few moments of the race, but yeah, just walk me through that race. How you able to cut through the field with that pit stop early?
Well, it was definitely worth it because I think my tires were probably near what Sam Lewis's were, maybe worse. I don't know. I don't know what his tire wear was like, but I was definitely gaining him in the closing stage, and that was definitely nice. I said yesterday the two Red Bulls with some delusion is beatable under the right circumstances, and I beat one Red Bull, the other one not so much, but I was gaining on him, so I felt happy about that. I know it's going to take a lot to do that, and you know the it feels like we ran half the race on the safety car at the start, but even at the start anyway, no one really wanted to work together. I mean, I'm not saying we're all teammates, we're not, but I mean, we're trying to beat someone who's won 11 in a row. And I mean, of course, you have the second Red Bull is going to help his teammate. You can't blame him. I can't blame him. But I feel bad for Polish. I feel bad for anyone I hit right there because I was trying to do all I could in the second half, but the first half I kind of affected him from all the chaos that happened. So that sucks, but it's racing. It happens, and we're gonna get that in some of these stupid situations. But yeah, I don't know. Was second place there today? Maybe not, but I know Polish also got affected too later on in the second half by the timing of some of the slower cars who just I'm not saying they have to get out of the way. They don't, but I mean, I think everyone knows with some of them today, they took some sort of loopy medicine that kind of got them a little bit crazy. So it just sucks. But I'm happy with third. It's a nice proper debut compared to the sprint. Yeah, it was nice to actually know I'd make it the end though.
Yeah. So in Japan, do you think you'll be able to get a podium?
Um, Wheel track, I'm on pad. Curbs, they're not as deadly as Spa, but they're still curbs on an F1 game. And I don't know. I don't remember the last time I raced Japan, so maybe I don't know. I need to actually fix my starts. I did good with that today. Maybe if I get a good start again, uh, I could I could assert myself for sure. My qualifying was better than yesterday. I think P3 is all I had, so yeah, I think it's doable, but just like today, it's going to be a big fight for it. So I'll have to be on my knees in order to do it.
Yep. All
Oh,
right.
what?
Okay. All right. We're gonna move on to Jay and Sadek.
Like
So
that.
okay, Jay and Sadek, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So Jay and Sadek, it was a pretty solid race for you. You conserved tires pretty well, and you were also gaining on Sam Lewis at the closing laps of the race. So talk me through how you able to conserve tires so well.
Yeah, I guess the safety car honestly just helped all of us. Near the end of the race, I just tried to, minimize wheel spin, because that wheel spin really destroys the tires. But every oversteer every corner does not help you with your tires. So I was gaining, but if there was more laps, probably could have won.
Yeah. So do you think you'll be able to challenge Sam Lewis in Japan?
Maybe. I think I'm pretty good at Japan, but we'll see how it goes. I raced before in Japan a few days ago, so
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. And we'll go and move on to your race winners. Well, 10 wins in a row. Sam Lewis, you ready?
Yep.
So, James Deck was closing on you in the closing moments of the race, but you're still able to hang on to the win. So how are you able to do it?
So I went for the no stopper. I didn't want to pit because I thought they would go to the end because of how many safety cars we had, which would save the tire wear. I think what happened was I pushed too much on the beginning phase of the race and I pulled away, but then after the safety cars, I had more wear than anyone else. So I wasn't trying to take too many risks. I was trying to just cruise on home to the win because I know I have the pace advantage. I have everything advantage in everyone. So I was trying to cruise home and make sure I can get the record. So yeah.
Yep. So in Japan, do you think you'll make it 11 in a row?
I'm consistent there. Japan's a good track, a lot of fast speed corners, and I'm good in fast speed. No one can really keep up in fast speed with me, but we'll just have to see. I mean, I sometimes make mistakes there, but it's a really, really sensitive track, so I just have to be easy on the curves. But yeah, overall, it's a fast, smooth track, so hopefully I can go for 11 in a row.
Yep. All right. Well,
No problem.
hop off the interviews. So I thank you all for doing interviews. All right. All right. So it's pretty chaotic race in Japan, but yeah, we'll be back live for a normal weekend, Spirit weekend in Japan. So yeah, that'll be at the usual times on Friday. Yeah, we are unfortunately not able to do Friday this week, but usually the races are on Fridays. So just be sure to tune in next Friday, or I guess this upcoming Friday, for the Japanese Grand Prix. This is Burstcroft signing off.